everybody, what's going on? It's Jeff, Aromatics. Well, it's about that time that I do another video where I take a specific cigar leaf, roll it up into a cigarillo and smoke it, and record my tasting notes and other characteristics of that particular leaf. Since I roll my own cigars, this is pretty important. Whenever I get something new or I'm gonna start blending something new, I like to take each particular leaf, roll it up, smoke it, and just to get a good idea of what that tobacco is like, or else you're not gonna know, right? You gotta know your ingredients when you're blending, when you're cooking your cigar. So today what I will be smoking is some San Andreas. This is Mexican San Andreas. It is a type of seed. This particular seed is grown in Mexico. And I think it's actually slightly, I think they use some smoke in the curing process, because every leaf that I've gotten so far with the San Andreas has a little bit of that mesquite, sweet, smoky smell to it. Now, it's not a dark fire type of tobacco. It's not super strong, but it's there, and it's once you notice it, then you can't get it out of your head. So this particular leaf is used in quite a few cigars now. I think at one time it wasn't really widely respected until I think Padron supposedly started using it, and now it's quite popular. So some cigars that use it, one of my favorite cigars is the Camacho Triple Maduro. This uses a San Andreas wrapper, Maduro, as well as another favorite of mine, the Jericho Hill by the Crowned Heads, also uses it. So here's an actual nice wrinkled up leaf of it right here. This is a binder leaf, although when I tried to take it apart to show you guys, if it's not moist enough, it'll start ripping on you, but that's okay. I'll still be able to salvage this leaf either for some binder or use it for some filler. Okay, so let's, the smell I'm getting, actually, let's give it a whiff, is, yeah, there's a little bit of that kind of slightly mesquite smell. This quite is a new leaf that I just got in from a different supplier. It doesn't quite smell quite as mesquite as this one from the first supplier that I had. But it's got like a woody, nice chocolate woody smell to it. Very mild, very pleasant, nice. All right, so let's light up our little cigarillo. That's my little Puro, all San Andreas wrapper leaf right here. All right, let me smoke this down a little bit, and I'll be back and give you my tasting notes. Stick around. All right, we're smoking this down. Look at that ash. It's holding on pretty good. Almost halfway. The burn obviously has been great. Something you pretty much have to have when it comes to a wrapper or a binder. Filler, it's not so important. You can always kind of move the leaves around to help with the combustion if there's a bit of a problem. Now the flavors there's some typical stuff that I expected, and there's also a few surprises. Now the typical part that I'm not really surprised is that little bit of chocolate and cocoa and the little bit of pepper spice. It's not a pepper bomb by any means, but there's definitely some pepper spice there. The hickory smoked smell that you get in the bag on the actual leaf and on the cold draw does not come out in the taste at all, but it does come out in the aroma. So it just goes to show how much the aroma can affect your taste. Because I kind of expected this cigar to taste kind of hickory tasting, with the amount of smell that you get off of it. But no, not at all. It's pretty typical flavors, nothing too outlandish. It's not a dark fired or anything like that. Although at first smell, it kind of makes you think that it would be. I actually wanted to smoke this back to back with my Arapiraca, because out of the bag they kind of look the same and they have that same kind of smoky smell. So when I ran out of the San Andreas, I was gonna compare the two and see if the Arapiraca would be a good replacement, but I ended up finding some more San Andreas anyway, so problem solved. Now the thing that did surprise me is it's not sweet at all. It's very unsweetened. Now when blended, like, I'm not really familiar obviously with smoking this straight, but I am familiar with blending it with some blends that I've made up. And what always comes through is a nice creamy sweet cocoa, which is weird because where's that, you know, that obviously is coming from the blend and not just the San Andreas, because on its own it's not very sweet. There's definitely sweeter tobaccos, and I'm surprised at that. Whoop, just goes to show you how synergistically tobacco works. And even though, you know, you can smoke it on its own, you still have to blend it to get, you just have to play around with tobacco to really know what works and what doesn't. On the retrohale, at first I wasn't getting a burn, but now I'm getting, yeah, a definite black pepper and almost a little bit of that chili pepper as well, but like a jalapeno, but mostly black pepper. Yeah, very interesting. I'd still like to compare this to Air Paraca. I would have done it on this video, but I like to show the leaf when I'm doing my videos, and I didn't have any Air Paraca prepared to show. It comes in bunched, like it's bunched up really tight, so you have to moisten it up and unfurl it. It takes a while to get it to be presentable, or to even use it as a wrap, but it does work well as a wrap once you've prepared it good enough. All right, so I guess I'm going to leave it at that. Those are pretty much my notes. So to sum it up, I would say that it is slightly peppery. There's definitely some chocolate notes to it, some woodiness, a little bit of cedar, just a touch. And yeah, that black pepper, a little bit of spice through the nose. It's about a medium strength, medium, just above medium, almost full flavored tobacco, and not very sweet. So that's what I'm getting on this. Do any of you guys have any favorite cigars that contain or are wrapped with San Andreas? I'd like to know. I'd be interested. So, all right, I'll leave it at that. Hope you guys found this video interesting, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, Aromatics, signing out.